Marty from AFTV. I am here today with the main man, the Don Robbie. We have just beaten Real Madrid 3-0. 3-0 at the Emirates. Robbie, come on. Talk to me.
Hey, you're not bad. He interviewed me the other day,
Yeah?
right, for his podcast. Check out his podcast, right?
Cobham FC TV.
Cobham FC FTV.
Cobham FC TV.
CTV.
Cobham FC TV.
Right.
To go, mate.
But yeah, Marty, you know what, right? I'm still buzzing. That performance today from Arsenal, I feel, a guy said it to me when I was coming out. He goes, I think that has been the best ever performance from Arsenal at this stadium, and I can't think of a better one. You know, everybody wrote us off. They gave us, I said we got a 40% chance of beating Real Madrid. People slagging me off, laughing. Robbie, you're deluded. Robbie's lost it. You know what I mean? Come for Robbie.
I had the same, Robbie. I had the same.
Right? 40%. I hadn't even said 50%. 40% chance people slagging us off. I had full respect for Madrid with the players they've got. Mbappe, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., Bellingham. You name it. It's like right throughout the team, it's bare superstar players. But we humbled them tonight. We completely dominated that game. Right, I think the first 10 minutes was a bit shaky for Arsenal. Kivior came out, he missed that ball. I was like, hey, what's going on? There was a couple of times we gave the ball away. I was like, you can't do that with these guys. They'll punish you. But then after that, it was all Arsenal.
So, Robbie,
it's only disappointing that it's only 3. It should have been more.
Yeah.
So, Robbie, talk to me. You said about the first 10 minutes, right? Let's talk a bit before that. When you came into this stadium tonight, okay, the raucous atmosphere and what Arsenal did. Talk to me. Run everyone through it.
Well, that atmosphere today was special. Special atmosphere. The whole stadium was absolutely rocking. They got the place bouncing. I noticed fans were in really early as well, which is something you don't always see here at the Emirates, but everybody got here early. Everybody was up for this. Yeah. Everyone was excited. We knew this is our season, really. We know that the league's done. It's all on this. And boy, did the team, the fans, everybody showed up. And, you know, as I thought we'd win tonight. I didn't come here thinking we were going to lose. I'll be honest, I've been saying, I was predicting like a 2-1. Yeah. Right, and I knew Marino was going to score tonight as well. I said that this guy, I've seen him now stepping up for Arsenal with big goals. The other day against Chelsea, he scores the winner. Against Leicester, it was him, the 2 goals. I mean, won us that game, right? The other day for Spain, they're losing 2-1. It's Marino who gets that equaliser for them that helps them to get through. And then I just fancied him tonight. I'm like, you know, when people were saying, oh, leave him out, I'm like, no, he's played against Madrid loads of times. He plays for Real Sociedad. He knows he's not going to have the same fear that maybe some other players in Arsenal who don't really come up against or haven't come up against these players before. And he didn't have that fear. But to be honest, nobody had fear. Kivior didn't have fear. Mars Lewis-Skelly was like playing like a man possessed. I mean, honestly, that performance tonight, that sends shivers down the spine of many teams in the Champions League. They're going to look at Arsenal now and say, that's not an easy place to go to. And that's not a team, you know. And it's 2 teams in this tournament I've been saying all along, right? We got a chance to win it. It's us and Inter. And I see that Inter went and beat Bayern. And Inter's another team nobody's been paying attention to. Everyone's been talking about Real Madrid, Barcelona, and that. And the other thing is, why have people not been paying attention to Arsenal? We finished 3rd in the group stage. How many teams in that? 30 on? 3rd in that.
Yeah.
34 teams, we finished 3rd in that. Yeah? We only lost 1 game to Inter, and that was a penalty.
Yep.
Right? We don't concede a lot of goals.
No.
And in this competition, we're scoring a lot of goals. And we're surprising a lot of teams. We went away to Sporting. Everybody said, oh, boy, you're going to get Sporting. That's
We
a
know what
tough
happened
game.
there.
5-1. Went away to PSV. Lots of...
You know what happened there and all.
Tricky for Arsenal, that. 7-1. Right? And then this one is even more impressive than those. Why?
Do you think this is more impressive than those results, honestly?
Yeah, I do. Because
why?
Listen, the 7-1 against PSV, that was mind-blowing. Away from home, right? When I went into that stadium on that night, the way in which this place was rocking tonight, that stadium was rocking. They had a carnival going on all weekend. That place was absolutely rocking. Arsenal silenced it within 20 minutes. They were stunned, their fans. But it's PSV and not Real Madrid. To do that against Real Madrid, that is stunning tonight. That is absolutely stunning, and they are shell-shocked. They cannot believe what's just happened. I was looking around at some of their players at the end, and they were like, wow, they couldn't believe it. But, as I've been saying all along in the interviews, it is only half-time. What we've got to do now, when we go over there, we've got to manage that game.
So how do you see that game going? We're going at a Bernabeu. Listen, it's a 90,000 seat. They've just refurbished it. It's an absolutely huge, awesome, iconic stadium. How do you see that game going? How would you like to see Arsenal set out and, you know, to go on and win this game and get through into the next round?
I think Arsenal just got to do what I've seen them do literally every away game this season. They've got a little system that they've got for away performances, where they're a bit more solid, they're more compact, and then they catch teams on the counter, right? They haven't really, I mean, you look at our away record this season has been very, very good. Arsenal, one of the best teams away from home.
I think they're the best team in the Champions League away from home.
And I think even in the Premier League, away from home, not many teams turn us over. I mean, they're a difficult team to play against. So I think that's all we got to do. Go over there, obviously it's Real Madrid. Obviously they're going to put a lot of pressure on us, but just, you know, be compact, and then our chances will come, because at some stage they're going to have to go absolute gun-ho. Yeah. And when they go absolute gun-ho, that's when your Sakas and your Martinellis and people like that will get their moments. You know, and they ain't going to want to concede any corners against us, because they looked, you know, we gave them problems every time from set pieces, and they ain't going to want to concede any free kicks, are they? I mean, listen, we've got a fantastic chance to go through. And as I said, nobody's been paying attention to Arsenal. We beat PSG as well.
Yes.
Are people forgetting that? Everybody's raving about PSG. They're looking brilliant in the tournament, but we beat them comfortably. Yeah, we beat PSV comfortably, right? You know what I mean? Like, have people just been ignoring? So when we turn around and we say, oh, we got at least a 40% chance, people are laughing after me and saying I'm deluded. Are you not paying attention to what Arsenal have been doing in the Champions League this season?
So speaking about that, Robbie, and you're saying how great this goes down. Obviously, you watch a lot of football. You go to every game. And you've seen Arsenal over the years. Where does this rank for you in all-time games at the Emirates against all the football that you've seen? How does this atmosphere and this game, this result tonight, how does that rank?
Yeah, it's right up there. It's in the top 5. I mean, like, you know, I've had, you know, when Thierry Henry came on here.
Against Leeds.
Against Leeds, that was a moment. That the Barcelona one. I remember one game against Man United. I think it was Welbeck got the header at the end of that.
Yeah.
You know, but this one was special today. It was absolutely special. But for it to be special, for it to go down in history, we've got to go there and win that second leg, or just see out the second leg, you know? I mean, listen, I want to make an appeal. Can we bring back away goals?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah? Let's bring back away goals, man. We go over there and get 1, right? Then they got to get 5, right? I want the away goals back. I used to hate away goals, but right now, I want the away goals rule back in business, right? Because then we could really bury them. But listen, if Arsenal go over there and play like how we've been playing away from home this season, whether it be in the Champions League or in the league, we're going to go through. And if we get through into that, once you get into a semi-final, you're near, you've got a big chance.
You get into the semi-final, you've got 2 games in the final, so there's 3 games.
Yeah.
So
you're free. You're 2 games away from a final. You're knocking on the door of a final. You know, I was there when the last time we got to the final, and that was special. You know what I mean? Even though we lost, it was special.
Speaking of things that were special, Robbie, right? Let's talk about Declan McCarlos, all right? Let's talk about them free kicks, okay? Have you seen, let alone 1, but 2 free kicks of that magnitude? And Declan Rice, listen, he got injured earlier on in the season, and he come under for a lot of criticism, getting back into the side. And, you know, he certainly wasn't that player, I think, that he was last season. And he's been, at times, inconsistent this season. But if there was ever a time to step up and deliver, tonight was the night. Yeah. And his performance, for me, that's a man of the match performance. But, Robbie, tell me how you saw that.
No, Declan Rice is an absolutely outstanding player. He came back this season, not quite. I mean, he played literally every game for Arsenal and England, right? But tonight, I can't remember someone scoring 2 free kicks like that. The only that free kick tonight was like, you know, that Dimitri Payet used to play for West Ham.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of, because it weren't just the swerve, and it's the power. That's how that Payet used to hit him.
He melted it. He literally melted it.
Yeah, it was absolutely, both of them, you know, were absolutely outstanding. And I love him as a player. I think he's such a good player. And he showed that tonight he's world class. You know what I mean? There people were like, remember the other day, it was that filthy fellas. Yeah, you know what? That's just come back to me, yeah? Scorcher. Yeah? I could call out Scorcher, right? Because Scorcher was on Filthy Fellas. I was on Filthy Fellas, big up Poet here. And Scorcher was disrespecting Declan Rice. Scorcher, behave yourself. You are a wicked artist, yeah? Mobo Award winning. Yeah, but when it comes to football, man, allow that, bro, because Declan Rice is a world-class player. He proved it today in that midfield, right? He proved it. World-class player, world-class moments. I've never seen, I can't remember someone hitting 2 free kicks of that quality against such a top goalkeeper in Courtois. Absolutely world-class. And as I said, going back on it again, Marino. Big goal, great finish. He's been asked to step up. My man said it earlier. He's been asked to step up, and my God, has he stepped up, man. This is what we want to see. Kivior stepped up, big up.
And just quickly, you spoke about Courtois. I saw those saves in front of me in real time, and they were absolutely phenomenal. I mean, for me, that was the difference between that game being 3, 4, 5, 6. How did you see that from where you were?
No, Courtois pulled off some great saves. That double save he made. You know, I think there was one from Marino. He pulled off some great saves, you know what I mean? And he's a great goalkeeper. And they're a great side. They're a great side. They just got turned over tonight. And then we just got to go there in the second leg, be professional, be compact, and just get the job. Just finish off the job, man, and then we march on.
So to slightly switch it up, obviously we've got Brentford here. It's a 5:30 kickoff on Saturday. So do you think that's going to be hard to get up for that after such an awesome result here? I mean, chopping it into the Premier League, which is kind of...
I think what the manager's got to do for that is rest a load of players, you know what I mean, players like Timber and that. Do what he did like at Everton, because what I did like at Everton, the guys who came in the first half, I thought they played better than the guys in the second half. I do think when I was watching that game, there were players playing like they had this game in the back of their mind. But switch it up against, bring in your Wanieris and bring in your Sterlings and people, because they looked hungry in the first half. Yeah, and do that again. And I didn't want to see guys like Timber and all that, rest those guys, start Ben White, those guys, you know what I mean? And then that second leg, it's all on that.
Would you even go as far, because for me, one of the most important parts of this second leg in the Bernabeu, resting Saliba?
No, listen, we ain't got no one else. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's a shout still. That's a shout. I mean, listen, we want to win that game against Brentford. You want to go into there with some momentum as well. You know what I mean? And we ain't really got no one else apart from Saliba. But, but certainly mix it up, change it up, bring in Jorginho, rest Partey, who's brilliant as well. And let's just go and get the job done next week.
So, Robbie, I'm going to end it on this. Next Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, are we going to do this?
Yes.
We're going to do this.